Hello, everybody. Welcome to this special event and occasion. I'm Yoni Mazor. I'm the Chief Growth Officer of Goflow, and I have my lovely, amazing, wonderful friend, Michelle Smith. Barnum, right? Usually I say Michelle
Yeah,
Barnum Smith.
Michelle Barnum-Smith. Yep.
There we go. It's, just used to that, triple play.
Yeah, the whole flow. I don't know why it's just going with my first and last this time, but it's all
Yeah,
good.
no, it's all good. We mentioned it. Yeah, so today's event is going to be all about TikTok, TikTok Shop, how to really set the foundation properly so you can get, hopefully a seven-figure beyond figure. So without further ado, Michelle, if you want, you can take a moment to introduce, and it's really your
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. So, hi everybody. If we haven't met, I've been doing marketing for 25 years. I've had a whole corporate career. I've had my own marketing agency, and I've been in the e-commerce and Amazon seller space and community since 2017. Maybe if any of you have been around since those days, I was also known as the queen of chatbots. I, really pioneered the use of external traffic to Amazon. But being a marketer at heart, I always have been wanting to kind of crack the code on helping sellers really build brands and not just sell products. I mean, it's great, of course, to sell products. That's a great place to start. But building a brand really gives you the power to drive traffic and make sales in any channel. And in 2022, I was introduced to TikTok, and there was a lot of hype around the platform, of course. And I secretly, like, not so secretly, hated it because as a marketer, we want to do things that we can actually repeat and scale. And I felt like it was just a big FOMO fest where people are like, oh my gosh, you got to work with these influencers. And so we'd go and we'd spend money and, try to get somebody to post for us. And it felt like this just like crap show kind of a thing of like, what did anything happen? And of course, this was sending traffic off platform to Amazon. And because of Amazon's attribution and not really sharing data, I just felt like we were burning money, and not really seeing results. And so I really hated it. However, in early 2023, TikTok Shop was released in the UK, and I was working with some clients in the UK. And so I got a taste for it, and I was like, okay, this is totally different. This changes the game. And so when the TikTok Shop opened in the US in September of 23, I was all in, immediately started seeing results for my clients and learned as much as I could, as quickly as I could, because in my heart of hearts, I love my Amazon seller community, who are all, you're a hard worker, you're scrappy, everybody's trying to find a way to make a difference in their business. And I knew that this would finally be a channel, a true channel that could compete with Amazon. And where there's competition, we love that capitalism. Where there's competition, then there's an opportunity to really like make change happen. And because TikTok is a social channel, it's higher up in the customer journey food chain. Where people go to spend time is where you want to do your advertising and where you want to kind of create demand. If you're not familiar, Amazon is at the bottom of the customer journey in what we call consideration phase. People are already aware that they have a need, and then they're going to Amazon to, search for a solution. However, a little known fact is that if you're the one that creates the awareness and create the need, then you are best positioned to satisfy that need. And that's where TikTok and TikTok Shop really come in strong. And so I'm excited to kind of share the lessons that I've learned over the last 3 years. It feels like it's been, I don't know, in TikTok Shop dog years.
A lifetime, yeah. It's like already 70 years in a regular industry.
Right,
It's like 70 years, yeah. Every day is
right.
like a whole year.
Totally. It's changed so much. And even the things that I've taught people in the past to launch on TikTok, they don't work anymore. And so a lot of the times I'm a little bit of like a marketing mad scientist in the sense that I have a hypothesis and I go and test it and then I iterate. And that's really how we have to look at it from a marketing perspective. So there's some lessons that I've learned and I put it into this presentation today. So whether you're selling nothing on TikTok Shop, if you're just interested in getting started or you're selling $1 million on the platform, the things that I'm going to teach you today are what I call core workflows. Like these things never change and you need to be pursuing them actively. So with that, let's get going. Uh, oh my goodness. Hold on. System settings.
No worries. In the meantime, I'll put a little bit of poll question just to see the crowd here. Feel free to let us know if you're selling on TikTok or not. I think it will help you also calibrate your content and situation to be helpful as
Yeah,
much as
let us
possible.
know.
Yeah, so we got a good contingency. It's almost 50-50 at this point. I don't know if you can see
Ooh.
it or not, but oh, you probably can't see it yet. I'll give you guys another
Yeah,
five
tell me the
seconds to
results.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
very close. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
here's another question for you. How many of you are using TikTok? Like you scroll. You actually
I'll
are
get that.
TikTok
I'll
users.
get that. I'll get that. I'll be in the next one. Let me just wrap this one up and we can do the other one, but show the results. You want to see it?
Yeah.
It's 51% no,
Wow.
49% yes. So let's do that. And the next
Okay.
question will be, let me go back here and try to set it up. My typing skills, TTU, TikTok use, right? So do you use TikTok, right? For fun,
Yeah. Are
I
you
guess?
on, like, are you
User,
using the
basically.
platform? Right. Have you ever bought anything? Do you scroll? Do you see how it's different than other platforms?
There we go. I'll share my perspective. I'm embarrassed to say, but I don't have TikTok yet. I
Hmm.
don't know what it is, but I guess I was one of the earlier users of Facebook. I had some friends
Sure.
from, I
Yeah.
was in Israel, I live in Israel, but I had friends in America and they were in college, so you should use it so we can, hang out. It was very early on. And
Yeah.
maybe a year or two later, things start to pop. And I felt like so proud that I found something early. And now that I'm so late to TikTok, I'm like, maybe not even, maybe better not to even join.
Nah, it's not too
Mhm.
late. It's not too
Yeah, it's
late.
not too late. But I do have WeChat and Weixin, so the Chinese platforms. I know TikTok
Oh,
Shop has a
go.
Chinese background with ByteDance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the Chinese issue on my side. I just gotta dive in. All right, so let me wrap it up here. Let me show you the results. Take a quick look. Let me know what you think. About 66% no, 34% yes. So I
That's
think it's a
actually
double learning.
higher. That's
Yeah?
higher than I thought it would be on the yes side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes when I'm, speaking at an event, I ask these questions to get started. Because if I were to turn around and ask a question like, have you ever bought anything on Amazon? You'd be like,
Of course.
of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, so you want to sell on a platform, but you don't use it and you haven't bought anything off of it.
Yeah,
So
that's why I think it'll be a double learning curve here for some where they'll understand what it is as a platform, right, as a user,
mhm.
from the user perspective, and of course on the business perspective as a seller.
Yes.
So take it away, it's all yours.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in a nutshell, I think it's really important to become a user so that you see the difference between TikTok as a social media platform versus other social media platforms. Facebook is where you go to connect with people you know. TikTok is where you go to connect with ideas and to discover new things that maybe you didn't know about. But the algorithm gets to know you fairly quickly. So anytime I tell people who are just getting started on TikTok, as a user, like feed the algorithm, like search for things, give it, because it starts out a little weird, but feed it to help it to get to know you fairly quickly. And then you're gonna see the difference between your social feed in Instagram or Facebook versus the not just the social side, but also the selling side, because the ads, the products themselves that get served to you are also relevant, and become just kind of part of your user experience. Whereas products and things that are fed to you on other social platforms definitely feel like an ad. And we'll get to that in a minute. So just like I said, let's talk about the non-negotiable foundations for $1 million TikTok shops, the exact workflows. And the last time I presented this, I actually presented it in front of TikTok Shop, and my corporate friends, and they were like, why can't we teach this
Drop the
way more?
mic, game
I
over.
was
Yeah.
like, yeah, exactly. And then they invited me to speak at a bunch of things. So I'm like, I feel like this is fairly well vetted, you know. You guys are well positioned. So let's talk about kind of the blueprint of what we're going to talk about today. Part one, we're going to talk about the product and listing strategies that actually convert. Part two, we're going to talk about turning scrolls into impulse buys. And then part three, how to build a content and ads engine that feeds the algorithm. We want to give that social media platform what it wants. So my goal today is to give you those non-negotiable foundations that separate profitable shops from ones that fade out in 90 days. And I will, just before we get started in that, I know a lot of you who are not on the platform can have kind of this attitude towards TikTok of like, well, I'll give it a try. I'll give it a shot. And I will tell you this right now, TikTok will be the biggest change to your business that absolutely is possible compared to anything else. Compared to anything else. The things that I've seen in the last 3 years are just have monumentally changed the face of commerce. And so when you go in with an attitude of dabbling and I'm just going to try it, there's a lack of commitment there. There's a lack of true all in attitude, and you got to be all in. So if we had a comment section, I'd be like, how many of you are like committed to being all in on TikTok Shop?
I
And
mean, there's a
hopefully,
Q&A, so feel free to let us know yay or
yeah,
nay. But there are kind of two questions coming in that are more on the angle of if they're an authorized seller of a brand, they might have a license to sell it or some sort of authorization. So is that a good fit? And how do they
yep,
actually get in and get authorized and not get blocked from selling it?
yep, yep. So as long as the main brand has you have a contract with them that allows you to sell on various platforms, including TikTok Shop, you are good to go.
But how
Yep,
do
they
you
have.
submit it? Do you know what's the best way? You just email them or
Yeah,
what's
it's
the
brand
typical?
authorization.
It's in the platform. It's like a
Correct.
function within the platform.
Yep,
Okay,
yep,
cool.
exactly. Okay. All right. So let's get going. So we'll start with the product and listing strategies that actually convert, and how you show up is half the battle. This is really critical stuff. If I was talking to you guys in person, I would absolutely ask you, like, how many of you as Amazon sellers would start to drive traffic to a listing that's unoptimized? All of you, like no hand would go up, right? Like everybody would be like, absolutely not. And
Hmm.
sometimes, oftentimes, the majority of the time, I will be so bold, is that the listings that I see brought over from Amazon or Shopify or wherever you're coming from are half-assed at best. And they're like not optimized to maximize the opportunities on the platform. And everything starts with the product that you're actually bringing to TikTok. Um, there are some products that just don't work for TikTok, products that require a long explanation, generic commodity items. We're not here to sell clothes hangers. We're here to sell products that capture people's attention and have unique features and attributes to them. Somebody literally was selling a lip balm yesterday, and it caught me in zero point 0.5 seconds. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. Like it was so
Why? There
unique.
was a little bit of a wow factor.
There was a wow factor. It was like the way that it pushed up or whatever had this kind of shaver inside, and so when whatever you put on your lips popped up, it wasn't just like a lip balm, it was like this shaved style experience. I will find it, I will send it to you, you can put it
Yeah, wow
out
factor.
there.
Yeah, eye
But it
candies,
just
wow factor. Yeah, gimmicks.
right. Well, not even gimmicks, not even gimmicks. There's just something about it that's interesting. It has unique features and attributes.
Hmm.
Products that have, complex value propositions, it takes a while to, really hook people with what the product is and how it can help you. Also, this is a platform for impulse buying. So when we're dealing with those higher priced items, it's not to say that it can't happen. It's a longer sales cycle, and so it's going to be more of a journey. And the reality is that when those products are higher priced, people are going to shop it, they're going to research it, they're going to go to Amazon, and that's where you're going to see all your competitors as well, and the various price points there. So the products that do work, visual transformations, that's where it's at, like being able to instantly show results or instantly demonstrate the product. It solves a pain or addresses a clear product or clear problem. It's demonstrable in less than 15 seconds. I would go so far at this point as to say you got 3 seconds, at most. So quick and impactful demo. And like I said, is to priced to convert. That impulse buying, I gotta have it kind of mentality. Easy decision, low risk. Get that sale moving. So it all starts with the product strategy, and I've seen it time and time again that people bring over like their entire catalog, and and I'll tell you right now, that's not it. We have very limited time to actually capture somebody's attention. So here's an example of what I mean. It is important for you to understand that every listing that you have on the platform will need content, affiliates, which means samples, commissions for sales, and fees per video, You'll need to run ads to those listings, and you'll need to run promotions, which we'll get to in a minute. So if you're bringing over your entire catalog, you're going to grossly be inefficient with your with your money, with your sampling program, all of these things. I was on a panel discussion a couple weeks ago with Built Bar. Anybody eat Built Bar in the chat? I am a fan of their new sour. Their sour puffs are really good. Um, and I told them, I was like, hey, the guy's name is Ben. I was like, Ben, I've never met him before. I was like, your listing is one that I use an example over and over again of what not to do. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yes, absolutely. They have a best-selling product, which is their variety pack. It outsells on like a quarterly basis since the inception of the brand. It represents 40% of their sales. And how they have the listing is that every single one of these products is its own listing. Okay. And every time, so this is their main bestseller.
A quick
They
question, Michelle, just to clarify on the one on the slide before, it showed the price point should be above $50 or under.
under
Oh,
impulse
so
buy.
everything should be it's for impulse buy, but does that really exclude anything above 50 or
No,
even
it
more?
doesn't exclude it. I'm just saying it's going to be a longer sales cycle. It's going to take it's a heavier lift.
There we go. Okay, so both okay, but impulse, when you talk about impulse, under 50 is the way to go.
Yeah, if we get closer to 100, over 100, then we need to have like a really
Craftsmanship, a bit more craftsmanship, I would say.
it's absolutely,
There we
absolutely.
go. Okay.
Okay, so back to listing strategy. So I told him, I'm like, what if your listing, you collapsed your listings to be parent-child? So somebody comes to the variety pack, every time the variety pack goes out of stock, its content dies, its ads turn off. That's just the way the platform works. If you go out of stock, it just everything shuts off. However, if they had set up their listing as a parent-child listing with their variety pack being their bestseller and all these other puff proteins being, having the PSIDs as child ASINs, basically, then that allows the listing to live on. All of that converting content, all of those ads still running, people, and it could increase the average order value because people would come for the variety pack, but they'd be like, what is this? There's a variety pack down here of the Sour Puffs. Like, what about like their best-selling, cookies and cream or Rocky Road? Like I came for the variety pack, but here I'm buying all these other flavors too because they're being exposed. So the whole idea is to build listings that maximize attention, and to be able to say, okay, this is not a search find buy platform, right? People are scrolling, they're being entertained, and then you're interrupting them with a video, still relevant video to them, but they're clicking through that product detail page, and we want to maximize that attention and that exposure while we have it. So we want to create efficiencies by streamlining your products into as few of listings as possible. And this is one of the number one mistakes I see across the board. So when I told him this, when I told Ben this concept, he was like, oh my gosh, why aren't we doing this? I was like, I would love to hear how it goes once you
Hmm.
fix this,
There
you
we
know?
go.
And they're a top seller on the platform. So, even if they could get TikTok's help in being able to, make this listing. And this listing's been live since June of 24. So, they've got tons of sales. And they wouldn't have to give up these individual listings. They would just need to have them as sub listings. Or another example of what he could do is just have a listing that's just a variety pack listing, a variety of variety packs. Because the attitude on TikTok the buyer attitude is like, oh, that's cool. I want to try that. Right? It's very like, I want to test that. I want to try that. And so sometimes I will spend quite a bit of time with my clients on product strategy for TikTok because they might have, a listing that's $70 for, some, let's say a colostrum or some sample pack or whatever it might be, and be like, how can we create a product that's under that $50 mark, but that's more trial oriented. That's like giving them a taste of something to see if they want to deepen the relationship. So giving them kind of a starting point. But starting here with listings that maximize attention is really critical.
Got a quick question from Shira about listing. So she's asking if it's okay to combine it, even if it's the same product with different colors. And what is the idea of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Shira, I don't know what you sell, but let's say it's shirts. Like, I might have a video that shows this cute pink shirt, but anybody who clicks through, maybe they'll see that there's a blue and a green and, all sorts of other color combinations. So I might have come for the pink and I might still get the pink, but I probably will come for the blue too. I might buy the blue too.
Yeah, she's saying
Right?
like Amazon, like the variation, listing on Amazon. That's what
Yeah,
she's saying. So
totally.
yeah, yeah,
Totally. It's like so often I'm like, yes, this is your Amazon strategy. Why are you not mirroring that on
there we
TikTok
go.
Shop? Right. And I'll also see like Shopify sellers do this because Shopify natively creates a separate listing for like every single product. And it creates lots of issues on the back end. But also think of ways of being creative, like creating, you can create virtual bundles, especially if you're using MCF to fulfill your orders, whatever tool you're using to make that connection. There's ways that you can build virtual bundles where it's like, okay, this one product on TikTok Shop is actually these two Amazon listings, and that tool can help pull those together as a way of creating a TikTok exclusive bundle or something that really makes it interesting of like, oh, I can get these two things together. So product strategy, I could spend all of our time just on
Yeah,
product
give me
strategy.
one more touchy on, and we'll try to move forward. So I'm not sure if I fully understand. So if you do, let me know. So if I combine two separate listings, and some of them have videos attached to it, do the videos stay attached to the one that is being added to the other one?
So no. So I'm not telling you to shut down any existing listings, but I am saying like take your bestseller, the one that has all the most momentum, the most content, and the most converting content. We'll say that as well. Just because something has a lot of content doesn't mean it's converting. Um, and and bringing it over the PSID over as a child ASIN or a child to or variation. We'll use TikTok terms. A variation of the best selling listing. That listing will use the content that the bestseller, all the best selling content. But moving forward, let's say you're recruiting affiliates or you're creating your own content as a brand, which you should be doing. We'll get into that. Um, like if they're linking a product, they need to link to that variant within that master listing.
Got it. Okay, a lightning round, lightning round. So Sandy's gonna about to sell for the first time, so that's exciting. Sandy, good luck with that. She's saying, should I start with affiliates immediately or ads or post videos?
We'll get to that. We're going to talk about content here in a bit.
Okay, lightning round. Last question on that. You can do combined listing where
I
which is
don't
like a
like
variation. Hmm?
I don't like combined listings. The combined listing feature on TikTok is garbage. So I
Stay
want
away. No fly
it.
zone.
I was a beta tester of it. I've seen it on client accounts since then. I want it all in the listing the way that um, users buy. Users just don't go the user buying experience is not the combined listing route. It's I go to PDP, we have seconds to capture their attention and get them to convert, right? We don't want them hunting around it's just not a great user experience. It's really what it
Okay.
comes down to.
Okay. It's not polished enough, in
No.
other words. Okay, let's continue, guys. I know this question is coming in, it's pouring in. We appreciate it, but
Save them to the end.
yeah.
I can go for a long time,
Yeah,
but
we
let's
want to
see
get
if
the
we can.
fundamentals and what we can do more rock and roll. So let's keep plowing forward,
That's right.
plowing forward, and I appreciate everybody's patience, but let's continue. Yeah.
Yep. And I might answer your question along the way. How about that? Okay, so now that we have kind of our product and our listing strategy, promotional strategy really is critical. So we have to remember why people are on TikTok in the first place. It is entertainment, education, news and information, controversy, discovery. Like, why are people there? Right? Um, you know, I like to use the analogy like, when you're on Netflix and you're watching your show and the best part comes up, and then, like the tension is building, all of this stuff, and then an ad starts, and you're like, yes, my favorite part, right?
Yeah. No, no, not at all. No.
Yeah. No, not for you,
Mhm.
Yanni. My
I grew up in
daughter.
a country where we didn't really have ads. So when I came to America, all these ads, I'm like, this television here is, man, it's tough, tough. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Right, exactly, exactly. So it's really critical that we have an attitude of, content that aligns with it. Because if users knew they needed something, where would they be buying it? We
Yep.
can say the A word here. Amazon.
Amazon.
Amazon, right? If they already
Mhm.
know that they have a need, they're going to go solve it. They're going to do their search find buy, right? So the impulse buying mindset is that TikTok users aren't on the platform to shop. They're there to scroll, and you have 3 seconds to interrupt that scroll, and they aren't there to watch product ads, right? So your job is to make them feel like they'll miss out if they don't buy right now, right now. So this is kind of my critical combination of offers that you need to have on the platform. Now, before you freak out at me and be like, we are not a company that does deals or whatever. If you are primarily selling in a marketplace, you are already doing this. You're already doing this. Amazon has trained us all to expect free shipping. And, the reality is that 80% of buyers expect free shipping at this point. And I will tell you over and over again, the majority of conversions that are lost on TikTok Shop are because they don't have free shipping offers on them. Okay. So it's apples to apples at this point. And if you're really concerned about it, build your fulfillment into the price itself. Um, Use free shipping offers to increase your AOV, and basically at this point, free shipping is expected by customers, and you will lose those to Amazon competitors. So let's talk about this in an example scenario. So on the right-hand side, we have a $5.58 shirt. Super cute. I do own it.
Mm.
It's super cute on too. But it has a free shipping on orders over $40. So, and I think that like I would have to pay $10 in shipping,
Hmm.
So it basically makes it like a $15 product. But that's a heavy lift. $40 of other items from the shop to get this product
Yeah,
versus
it's like eight more. You got to choose eight more, seven more shirts. So you have eight shirts for $5, around $40. Yeah,
right,
too
exactly.
much work.
But there weren't. This was like a single ASIN listing. This was a single product listing. Missed opportunity, right? Lots of
Hmm.
variants. Make it easy. If you're going to do something like this, make it easy for them to hit those thresholds,
Yeah, when they
right?
stack up all these designs and colors, that's it. Move out. $40,
Oh,
good price for each one. I'm okay with it.
totally, totally,
Hmm.
exactly. Okay, so versus this one, and I want you guys to respond to me in the Q&A. How many of you would buy a product that was $12 to $14 with free shipping versus a $5 product that required me to hit thresholds to get free shipping?
I can just create a poll real quick. Let me see if I can do that. Check it out. Give me a moment. Free shipping. Okay, so what was the question? The question is free
A higher
shipping
price
or
product that includes
40
free
bucks
shipping.
cart, right?
Yep, lower
Okay.
price that requires you to meet a minimum threshold or a slightly higher price product that includes free shipping.
Okay, guys, I already launched the poll, so feel free to share with us. Okay, right now free shipping is running strong. Somebody already, okay, so $40 is catching up a little bit, but free shipping is definitely dominating. I think it's just more intuitive. We just got engineered by the world and Amazon to expect free shipping.
Yeah.
Just a caveat of that, as from the consumer side, you know, when you pay for shipping, you know that if you eventually return the item, you never get that money back. When you have free shipping, you're gonna get all the money back. So the consumer is still smart enough to understand that value as a consumer, where if there's an issue, I get all my money back, or if there's an issue, I'm gonna get part of my money back. So that I think still resonates. We take it for granted, but I think it's probably part of the consideration. But here are the results: 84% to 16%. 84% say free shipping takes the order and gets the vote. So,
Yeah.
okay.
And the most important thing that we're looking for here as well is this visual. These visuals here on the PDP, the product detail page, tells consumers like, hey, this is the best deal. This is one of the opportunities that you have. This is a great deal that you're having. So from a promotional standpoint, if you do nothing else, make sure you have a free shipping offer. But I hope you keep doing the rest of the things that I'm about to show you, because it's going to make a huge difference. In fact, I have so many statistics of brands that I've put this stack on, and they go from like to that.
Before and after,
So
yeah. Then we have the before and
yeah,
after effect, yeah.
Totally. Okay, so product discounts. Once again, you already do this on Amazon. This is not like earth-shattering, groundbreaking. We're talking strike-throughs, right? So flash sales, strike-throughs, buy three, get one. Um, you know, any of these things, they change the retail price directly, right? So we want to be careful with these things because it sets the lowest price in the last 30 days, right? Um, and by all means, please do not change the price on the listing directly. If this is like a $40 product, please don't like change change the price of the product directly. If you're going to offer something, do a discount, like do it via a discount, right? So once again, this is how it shows on the listing itself. We can see here's our free shipping offer and here is our discount offer. You can see another example of what this looks like over here. I love me some flash sales. Look at these great countdown timers. We have some element of scarcity going on here. We've got a strike through. Plus, these guys have some other things going on with their free shipping. We'll talk about that in a minute. So, product discounts must do. Free shipping, product discounts,
But just
foundational.
you can create that flash sale at any given moment.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, I didn't know. Amazon has that also.
I don't know if Amazon has it. I
Like
don't.
landing deals, I know it's you have to kind of submit it in. It's a whole back and forth, and but it costs also money. But if you have that built in anytime you want, I think it's pretty hot.
Yep, you do.
Okay,
You do.
cool.
Okay, clickable coupons. Also, you have this on Amazon. This is not rocket science, right? So, coupons, just like on Amazon, they require action on the part of the customer. So, this isn't changing the retail price directly. It is you have to claim the coupon, right? So, here on the right-hand side, we can see the 10% off. We have to click claim here to get it. Absolutely affects your conversion rates. But if the customer forgets to claim the coupon code, that's no skin off your nose, right? Like
Hmm.
it doesn't hurt you. You can also set the price, like the discount on here for percentage or dollar amount, and can be used for minimum quantities purchased to drive up AOV. So once again, in this example is on orders over $53 up to $8 off in this example. So if you want to load heavy discounts on a product or an offer, I recommend doing it as a coupon because once again, if we do it here on product discounts, it lowers that price. It lowers your sale price for the next 30 days. I don't want a 40% off product discount. I want that as a coupon because that doesn't lock you into any pricing stuff that's going
In
on
other
on
words, it
TikTok.
stays out of the general metrics.
Correct. Yep.
Hmm.
Exactly. Yep. And it's something that's also kind of like not customers need and affiliates and as you're creating content, it gives you something to talk about and being like, hey, we had this limited coupon, it's only available for a short period of time, da 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 da, and you can really create content around that
Yeah,
as well.
it's a combination of the FOMO, but also gamification. We have to click a few more buttons
Totally.
and claim it, so it's like almost like a video game.
Yep, exactly.
Hmm.
Okay. And then TikTok Shop campaigns. TikTok Shop campaigns offer higher visibility. Your badging increases your perceived best deal or limited time offers. You do need to read the fine print though. I have seen sellers who are just like, sign up, sign up, sign up. So this is akin to Amazon's Prime Day deals, except TikTok is running these all the time. There's all sorts of different campaigns going on. A lot of them are category specific. So there might be campaigns that based on your performance or based on your category, you might be invited to participate in. So it's really important to read the fine print, really.
So to be clear, these live inside the TikTok shop selling platform where you can submit into these and they're constantly running. So all year long you
Yep.
can just tap into that resource. But once again, read the fine print so
Yeah.
they don't what.
Yeah, I mean, just like Amazon Prime Day is going to be like, hey, it has to be the best price in the last 60 days
Hmm.
plus 20% off, like there sometimes it's really aggressive,
So the
and
fine print is so just for me to understand. The fine print is to be aware so you don't or undersell or you don't get the deal presented because you didn't qualify. What's the quote
correct.
unquote risk here? Both of them?
Well, and there's also risks of you just signing up for things and it's great to have sales. It's better to be profitable,
Hmm. Got
right?
it. So you don't step on a landmine where your margins are wiped out
Totally,
and you lose
totally.
money, even worse. Yeah.
Right. But these campaigns are also really great, once again, for you to participate in, to to create content around, create a calendar of content around these campaigns and saying, for example, last year, I think it was called Mother's Slay, ahead of Mother's Day. And, you know, who even know? I think it's like Spring Glow Up or something that's going on right now. There's always some sort of campaign, and the badging. Let's talk about what that looks like. So this is what kind of a full offer stack can look like. So this is a Glamnetic example. I love Glamnetic. Our dear friend Janelle Page actually helps run the marketing team over there. And so I always tell her, I'm like, good job. You're doing a good job. So you can see they have the free 3-day shipping offer. They actually have a 3-day shipping badging because they're using Fulfilled by TikTok to manage their inventory. So that even gives them even better. And has definitely communicated to people, like, not only am I getting free shipping, I'm getting it fast. This is not like some cheap China crap that's going to take 2 months to get to me, right? I'm going to get it. I'm going to satisfy that impulse because I need this now, right? That's why they're buying it on TikTok, is because they need it now. You can see here we've got the flash sale product discount with countdown timer. They've got a 10% off coupon offer and a buy more, save more going on here. Spend $59, save 25% off. And then you can also see, are they participating in a campaign? There was one of these that had a campaign on it too, but
Mhm.
there was one of these where it was like an active TikTok shop campaign too. So you can see how the stack actually appears to the customer and motivates them to actually buy now, right? And impulse buy. It's visual. The visual cues are why we're doing it. It's not like, oh, well, somebody needs it. I need to run deals. You need to visually cue the customer that this is the best deal that they're going to get. They need to get it now because it's running out. We're creating scarcity. And these are all the elements that contribute towards that those conversions towards impulse buying.
It does feel satisfying, I gotta say. It feels like full of pizzazz, from my little
Yeah,
first impression here. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Now, obviously, it's not going to be highlighted on your product detail page, but I'm highlighting it so you guys can see the
By the way,
power
what's this
and the
points?
impact.
Side question. This earn 1x points. What's that? Redeem 100 points, get with $1 off. What's that?
Oh, that's some gamified. TikTok's always running different kind of like
But
gaming
that's not on your
features.
skin, the seller skin. It's on
No,
their
that's on
skin.
the customer side.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like buying points and different things to earn
Okay, good. So it's
that.
another layer of incentive.
Yep.
Let's call it sponsored by TikTok.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah, cool.
exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so we're running a little short on time, so let's get to part 3, building a content and ads engine that feeds the algorithm. So once again, why are people on the platform? Social media platforms care about time on platform. So how can we align our motives as sellers with the algorithms? Because remember, the customer is not on the platform to buy something. If they were on the platform to buy something, they would be on Amazon, right? So they are here for that entertainment, for that controversy, news and information, to zone out, all of those things, right? So what the algorithm cares about is watch time. It cares about the thumb hold. So if you're watching a video and if you're a user, you know what I'm talking about. Like sometimes the videos go by fast and you're like, wait, what does that say? What are they talking about? What's going on? The algorithm pays attention to that. Video completion rate, it cares about the rewatch rate and the engagement rate. So this is what the algorithm cares about. And so we as sellers, we as content creators, because that's what we are, is these are the things that we need to care about as well. So volume and iteration equal algorithmic favor, meaning we need to be our own little marketing mad scientists and like be hook testing. The hook is like the first 3 seconds of the video. We need to test different hooks in the market. We need to analyze what's working, what's not working. Look at our video view times, looking at our KPIs that the algorithm cares about, not just that we care about as sellers. We're like way bottom of the funnel. We're caring about GMV. Like, did this video get any conversions? And I'm like, did it get watch time? Did it get view rate? Sometimes we're thinking about our conversion funnel. You can't optimize a funnel from the bottom up. You have to optimize a marketing funnel from the top down. That means traffic first. And we need to have an attitude of volume of traffic and then have KPIs that we are measuring that against. Then after we analyze what works and doesn't work, we go back and we optimize and we test more hooks, we create more content around that. We create creative briefs for our creators to then create content around. And we're posting 3 to 5 times a day. Yes, really. It really is a volume game. Okay, so how do we feed the funnel? There's 3 different types of content that the funnel needs. We need top of funnel content, middle of funnel content, and bottom of funnel content. So if I'm talking top of funnel content, it really is high level brand story, founder story, behind the scenes, educational, entertainment, controversial. And when you look at the things on the top of funnel side, remember what the algorithm and why people are on the platform? That's way more aligned than the rest of this content. Middle of funnel content is your standard product demo, unboxing, features and benefits, how to use the product, why it's better. And then bottom of funnel is where we get into buy now, it's on sale. This campaign is going on, get it for Mother's Day. You should be seeing lots of Mother's Day, oriented content right now. Anything that's like spring oriented, like get this in your garden today. There's gimmicks, there's lots of gimmicks on the platform, like, oh, this brand changed their logo and so they're blowing out the inventory on this,
Mhm.
there's a deal going on, triple discount ends tonight, right? Those types of things. So these are the different kind of like types of content that can be created. I will tell you this right now. Creators will create tons of middle of the funnel content. Like if you're working with TikTok Shop affiliates, that's like the sweet spot land. They'll also get into bottom of funnel content and be like, man, I feel sorry for anybody who, bought it earlier because now it's on a triple discount, right? Like all of that kind of stuff. And you'll see a bunch of AI content too around bottom of funnel. But top of funnel is where brands, you as the creator, you as the brand, you as the seller really have an opportunity to create content that is educational, that is informational, that may be controversial, that you're leaning into that kind of stuff and not anything, of course you can do middle and bottom of funnel, but you're really focusing on that top of funnel content. Okay. Then it used to be one of those things that you might run ads on TikTok Shop. Now it's a must do. Every video on the platform has the same starting line. And that's one of the beautiful things. It's not really about follower count. It's not really about like, oh, I gotta like work with the big dogs and that's gonna be a shortcut to success. No, every single video has the same starting line. And the algorithm will give you like 100 views, 200 views, just to test and see like who's the audience for this? Like, is it really clear? Is this video, does this video, deserve additional views? And that's why people talk about like the 200 video jail and things like that. When you're running ad campaigns, you're essentially like uh, boosting the ads runway in a sense of giving it more views. So instead of it 200 views, then maybe the algorithm will give it 1,000 or 2,000 views and test it a little bit longer and expand the audience reach a little bit further to see like what kind of response does this content receive. So it's really important for you to understand that GMV Max ad campaigns are really what we call kind of bottom of funnel from a marketing perspective. And so the ad objectives are product clicks. This is what the GMV Max ads care about. They care about product clicks, add to carts, checkout started, checkout abandoned, checkout completed. And they also care about that kind of creative diversity. What kind of hooks are there, creators and formats. And then they're also running ads to your product card. So your product card is basically your product page, and it floats around in TikTok Shop. And if somebody interacts with your product detail page, maybe they come from a video, they go to your product detail page, your GMV Max campaign is going to retarget that person within an inch of their life, as long as you have the budget for it and the content for it. And if you're looking at your GMV Max campaign and you're wondering why, like, man, our product cart is getting so many conversions, like we are getting all sorts of organic sales. No, no, no. That's a retargeting campaign. That's like DSP, on Amazon. It's following you around until your eyeballs bleed. for lack of a better term.
But attribution is there, meaning you can see what's going on, right? That's the beauty of it
Yeah.
as well. Okay, so make
Yep.
sure to be sensitive to that. Don't think it just things just clicked and happened. Look at the attribution, see where the magic happened, and then if you can, double down there as well.
But it's also important for you guys to understand that TikTok is last click attribution. So when you're looking at a video or even competitors' videos and being like, okay, well, I gotta copy this script, or this is like our best converting video. And like what you don't know is if that was the first video that customers saw or the 15th. Okay. And so having the assumption that this is the only type of content that converts for us, that's why it's so critical to have a full funnel worth of content as opposed to just creating a buy now, buy now, buy now style bottom of funnel content because that's the one that's converting the best for you. That might be because people have already seen a variety of your content and now they're finally taking action. Okay. So we've come to the end of this portion of the training. If you're just getting started, I'm happy to, discuss further your TikTok shop, what's going on, what's working, what's not working. We do offer a paid TikTok shop diagnostic where we will do a full, thorough evaluation of your TikTok shop. And this is where we like to start because we're marketers first. We're not just, replaying the same old things every time. We're really identifying kind of the key opportunities for your business as it relates to TikTok shop. So all right, hit me with all the questions.
Okay, lightning round. But just before I do that, I'm gonna take a little bit of a steal here. I'm gonna share with you guys. So we have about 9 minutes at the top of the hour. On the GoFlow side, just so you know, if you're already on TikTok or want to be in TikTok and you're wondering about fulfillment, keep in mind that you can use your FBA inventory exactly as it is. Just use Amazon's MCF, multi-channel fulfillment service, so they can ship those orders from TikTok. And if you automate all of that, you can use GoFlow. I'm going to share with you a link here where you can basically learn how to do it and set it up. It's like a step by step slide or a visual, so you can see how to do it. You can also just visit goflow.us /MCF dash TikTok, and you'll see how to set it up. Of course, if you're a GoFlow user, you can use it right away. But if you're not on GoFlow yet, feel free to set up your account. But the idea is that the order comes in from TikTok, Amazon ships it out, updates the tracking, and then it goes back to GoFlow. We update TikTok, and you're good to go. So you can really do this reliably at scale. I think Amazon MCF team is also a good partner of
Yeah.
Michelle as well. So highly recommended if you guys want to test it out or you want to do it at scale. Once again, your inventory is already at FBA. Just sell it faster. That's the whole idea. If it gives you a 10, 20, 30% bump in your velocity, so money comes in quicker with profit, I think that's a cool thing to have. That's a little bit on my side, but now we're going to go to the lightning round of questions. Let's see what we got for you.
No, I love that, Yoni, because like that gives you so much more flexibility as you're getting started and testing and launching on TikTok Shop to be able to use your existing listings, your existing Amazon inventory. Yeah, yeah, that's so great. That's great.
There we go. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take from the top here. How does the variations work? When we send out samples, we wanted to make sure to have the listing separate since the affiliates were choosing the 2-pack versus the 1-pack, and we wanted to add them together afterwards. But you're saying it doesn't make sense to add everything afterwards, correct?
Well, in that scenario, if you're doing target collabs, your hands are a little tied there from a variant standpoint. Of course, the creator is gonna, request the higher value product. I would definitely lean into your creator communication and during the invite phase, like be like, hey, this is the product that is available and request this product, educate them. Of course, you can't force them to do that, but you don't have to fulfill that sample request either. Open collab, you can be more specific on what variant they can request a sample of.
Nice. Okay, so this is from Noam. For impulse buy products, what's more important early on, optimizing for conversion or maximizing engagement to feed the algorithm?
Maximizing engagement. Yeah,
Yeah.
because then it's going to proliferate your content more and then get those higher conversions, like you can't get conversions without traffic. So focus on traffic,
There
right?
we go. Yeah, yeah, agreed. Okay, this from Abe. If you have an Amazon listing, can you list with your just a URL or something? I guess that we have another secondary question here regarding listing. Is there a solution for sellers to copy and paste listings from Amazon to TikTok? So let's talk about, I guess, if you already have a catalog, what would be the preferred way that around here, around the block to, set up your catalog or select the products from your catalog on TikTok?
Sorry,
We
guys.
can try,
My
we can try
children.
to, yeah, no worries. We can try to answer that way. I guess, a few key best ways or practices to, list your products on TikTok. But keep in mind, guys, whatever listing widget tool, whatever you're doing, it might get you basic results. You might, as per what Michelle was saying earlier, you want to probably get the best results possible. So it's not an afterthought. It's a real a game of optimization and commitment. And based on that premise, what are your thoughts, Michelle?
Yeah, I really believe like even if you, let's say you have a vast catalog, of course you can use tools to help you import your listings, but I don't recommend syncing your listings outside of inventory because you will want to, optimize your title, your description, your images. Like TikTok Shop is just such a different platform, and if you can, I just prefer that you build your listings from scratch and then sync it via your G10 or UPC on the back end.
Okay. This is okay. Putting low cost impulse aside, do you think there is a room for selling a high ticket handcraft home decor products up to 50 to $1,000, depends on the size?
Ooh. Um, Yes, but you are going to have to lean into branding like the brand top of funnel content hardcore. So whenever I talk to brands who are selling those higher priced products, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, have a TikTok shop. That's fine. But the reality is, what you want, your strategy for TikTok really needs to be on telling the product story, demonstrating the product, like because whether you're selling that product on your website or on Amazon or somewhere else, you're going to have to lean into giving really good reasons for people to pay $500 to $1,000 for a home decor product, right? And so if you're showing that handcrafted, you're sharing an artisan's journey, right? And there's no better platform to demonstrate that on than TikTok.
Got it. Okay, this from Julia. Can you explain a little bit the fee structure of TikTok Shop? What's the best way to communicate those logistics to my client? I guess she's an agency.
Okay, can you say that one more time?
Explain a little bit the fee structure for TikTok Shop. But what are the fees typically involved
Oh,
with TikTok Shop?
okay. So, I mean, it changes frequently. I mean, I think you're in the like we're all in the Amazon space, and so we can understand that fees change. The typical fees that you need to be aware of are the platform fees, and those can vary by kind of stage of business that you're on. TikTok will have kind of like kind of an introductory rate of like between 4 and 8%. And then once you're more established, it'll lock in a fixed rate. And that can also vary by catalog or excuse me, category. But other things to just kind of keep in mind from a free fee standpoint is commissions that you might pay affiliate creators and ad costs, ad dollars that you need to spend. I recommend in general, like the affiliate commissions be anywhere between 15 and 20%, depending on your category. And then the ad spend minimum $100 a day per listing. So once again, if you're bringing over your entire catalog, that's a bit of a reach. And a lot of people, especially on the Amazon side, are like, whoa, what is this? And then just from a fulfillment standpoint, like how are you fulfilling your orders? If you're using MCF, that's going to be a more premium fulfillment versus maybe a 3PL self-fulfilled or doing FBT. So I don't recommend FBT when you're first launching. So that's just something to consider.
Okay, this from Marco Soto, a good friend of mine. What is the best way to increase my shop score?
The three ways. There are three things that contribute to shop score. Your fulfillment rate. So make sure that you're hitting whatever the SLA is associated with your, I think it's a 2-day dispatch rate. If you're using MCF to fulfill, just make sure that you are in contact with the MCF team so that they know that these are TikTok shop orders and they are expediting those. So make sure you're hitting those dispatch rates. Second is your customer support response rate. So TikTok requires 80 to 90% response rate within 24 hours. So if you have a customer support team on the Amazon side, side, if you're using Zendesk, something like that. Get your team locked in so that those customer support responses are responded to. And the third way is your review rate. Do people like your product? Are you getting negative reviews, or your ratings suffering? Um, if your ratings are suffering, if you're an Amazon seller, you know what to do, right? So there's ways to gamify that. And then just generally, if you have account health issues, violations happening, things like that, please don't ignore those. You wouldn't ignore them on Amazon. Please don't ignore those on TikTok Shop. You will not believe how many sellers have come to me and been like, "Oh yeah, we had this violation and we didn't ever respond to it, and now our account's shut down. Shoot, can you get it back open for us?" I'm like, "Go away. You're
Yeah,
not serious."
notifications. Yeah, if you're a professional business, your business, make that switch. Any notification regarding your business, any feedback from the client, from the marketplace, from the platform, top of mind, So you want to have, it's like an engine, it's your machine. You don't want to get anything stuck in it, so it breaks it. So that should be the approach.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay,
So
guys, last
I mean, this
round,
is a
just
starting
Mhm.
place to improve your score.
There we go. Yeah. So last rounds, I'm gonna read those, and that's it. Later on, we can. By the way, let's share your email,
Yeah.
so they can reach out afterwards. I don't know if you have a slide. It's on the slide or somewhere. Maybe you wanna.
Um, Michelle at social-sellers.com. Yoni, I'll give it to you and you can.
Yeah, we'll also do a post-event email with the video recording, and then we can also share your information, your contact info there.
Yep.
I'm gonna run on these really quickly. I'm not sure I'm gonna, there's a whole bunch. I'm not sure we're gonna be able to get all of them. So I do appreciate all the insights, all the in and outs, Michelle, and everybody for joining. We're gonna do this hopefully quickly, and because we're gonna have to wrap it up pretty soon. My main challenge now is how to project inventory when you don't have consistent sale on TikTok Shop. How to get consistent sales and how to deal with viral videos in terms of inventory. So inventory management and synchronizing the whole flow here. A few sentences. We got to make this lightning round if possible.
The reality is 6 weeks of inventory, the past 6 weeks. Everybody wants to go viral, but going viral is number one, not a marketing strategy. And number two, will like absolutely F your supply chain. So like we're not looking for viral hits. We're looking for strategic, consistent sales.
Amazing. Okay, for brands looking to scale seriously on TikTok shops, what's the path to get a dedicated TikTok shop rep or partner manager? They come in with budget, real brand, real resources.
So,
Any
so
thoughts on that?
account managers care about revenue. They care about revenue off platform. So if you're what they refer to as a strategic key merchant, somebody who's doing 10 million plus through other platforms off like such as Amazon or D2C, you're going to get priority responses for getting an account manager. If you are doing more than 50 or $65,000 on TikTok Shop, that also qualifies you for an account manager. But that doesn't guarantee that you're going to get one, that TikTok's just going to offer them to you on a silver platter. I personally have lots of contacts at TikTok Shop. And so that's one of the first things that we do for our clients is get them an account manager.
Okay, sweet. TikTok recently prohibited using my shipping other than fulfilled by TikTok or printing labels directly through TikTok. Has that changed since you mentioned using MCF? Can you use a 3PL like ShipBob? I think the whole thing
Yeah.
got resolved, right? They canceled the
Yep.
policy change, so it should be good.
Yep.
We sent out 75 samples between two items, and only a few of the videos were being used. Our TikTok rep said it's because our daily budget was too low, but didn't see it helping when we raised our budget. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so it still comes down to like volume of content. You can't just have like a handful of videos that you're running ads to. You still need a volume of content coming in. I recommend at least 100 new pieces of content per month. So whether that's you working with creators to create that content or use the brand creating shoppable posts, you need to be feeding the algorithm and feeding your GMV Max campaign.
Nice. Okay. Is there any way to combine the two listings without losing any of their videos, or at this point it's too late?
Like I said, you don't have to shut down any of your listings. Just add the PSID as a variant to the best-selling listing.
Got it. How to make sure that our TikTok shop won't be blocked? On Amazon, we have Prime delivery, but on TikTok, our account has been blocked twice because of delivery issues. So I think it goes back to maybe MCF. You can maybe rely on that, or make sure your warehouse or your 3PL is reliable. If not, you're gonna, it's fundamental. I can answer that and move on. Okay, best shipping method for TikTok, the one that can actually meet the SLA, the service level agreement. If it's a 3PL, FBA, MCF, multi-channel fulfillment, they do really well at scale. So consider that.
Yep.
What features can we utilize inside Goflow in relation to TikTok Shop? Catalog management, inventory management, orders management, automation within MCF, like I mentioned earlier, where an order comes in from TikTok, you can have Goflow can tell Amazon to ship it, Amazon will ship it, and then we'll update the tracking. It's gonna automate the whole flow. Yeah, that's pretty much the main functions. Everything that's available on Goflow, it's available on TikTok for the most part. Um, is enough to throw affiliates, or does the brand have to post on their own page too? That's for you, Michelle.
I recommend brand definitely post on your own page. You can have up to 5 different TikTok accounts linked with your TikTok shop account. Having a brand page, you have to remember that each social account is kind of like its own channel, right? And so let's say that you have multiple ICPs. If you're trying to, that means your target audience that you serve. And if you're like, hey, I really like, African American moms who have, daughters with curly hair. It's like, cool, that's great. But you're also selling to like white moms with daughters with coarse hair. And I'm like, okay, well, those are two very different ICPs. And
Mm-hmm.
so we need to tell the algorithm, like, you might have a marketing account that is just for the white moms and one that's just for the black moms because the algorithm, like I don't see black mom content on I see a bunch of like suburban white mom content on because the algorithm's an echo chamber. That's just the way it is. It's not racist. I'm not racist. This is the way it is. Right. And so you have to think of like as a brand, this is an opportunity to tell your brand story through and access your ICP, or maybe it's like it's information, or education or whatever it might be, to have
You
different
have to
channels
be
that
you
you're
have to be
testing.
relatable. You have to be relatable. That's the name of the game, relatable. So people feel, oh, I have something to relate. That's just the name of the game. That's how you get the
Yeah.
sales.
This is for me. This is for me,
That's me.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so yeah, you want to start wrapping this up. So Michelle, I can't thank you enough. We answered more than 60 questions, I can believe it or not.
Holy cow.
So well done,
Nice.
everybody. I'm gonna finish the recording in 3 seconds, and then we can go off on the private backstage. So thank you for watching the video, anybody. Until the next time.